Hey guys, welcome to the Sim Racing Paddock. I'm William Marsh, and this is going to be F1 2018 popping up in a second.
Welcome to the Sim Racing Paddock. I'm William Marsh,
I accidentally
and this
have
is
a
going
window
to be
open.
F1
Hold on.
2018 popping up in
a second.
Welcome to the Sim Racing.
Okay, that was a weird loop. Sorry about that. But okay, so this is F1 2018, and I finally have it for the PC. I am so excited to drive this. Actually, one sec. And one of the things I've been talking about is I want to see how this performs on my open sim wheel with my high-end pedals, and especially if this is closer to simulation standard that we all are looking forward to. Hold on a sec. Sorry about it going black in and out. Had to set everything on. But yes, this is finally the version. I literally just got it, like my review key, at about 10 a.m. So quickly set everything up. But why is my camera not working? Hold on a sec. Sorry, I've just noticed my camera isn't working. Let's see. Close that. Reopen. No. Live streaming. Gotta love it, right, guys? Hold on. That looks like it's working now. Okay, we are good. We are good. Booyah. So let's get F1 2018 started, guys. So, this is a pre-release / Steam version. So there will be a day one patch. There's a day one patch coming. It's going to fix some minor issues, particularly with performance, shadows, and with some of the interview and career elements. But this is the gold version. This is the version that is coming. So we are going to be taking a look. But first off, I want to show how I have my wheel set up. So we can go into settings right here, controls, vibrations, control schemes. I have one, it's SimRacingPaddock OSW. So it says Club Sport Wheelbase V1 because I have the adapter, but we can look in here and I have my open sim wheel mapped. So, wait, not that direction, dang it. So accelerate right there. So that's X-axis. Steer left, boom. So one question I've been getting from people is that you can have multiple USB devices. I have at least 4 set up, so you can set up at least 4 USB devices from what I have seen. And one thing you'll notice, I've gear up and clutch mapped to the same control because the clutch is only used to start off the race and then you can get going. So you can actually use both that. That is what is used in Codemaster's titles. Or if you wanted to do manual clutch, which is further down, you can do this for classic cars. So we have choice. I just wanted to show you that I have this set up with an open sim wheel and Heusinkveld Engineering pedals. I'm not using the Heusinkveld Engineering shifter or handbrake right now. So basically, I just wanted to give you that quick look before we jump into something. So one thing I did want to show you is the event. So this is returning from F1 2017. You can jump into an event. They download it from the Codemasters server. Already a few of the preview guys have tried it out, it looks like. So 17 players have tried it out. Let's see how this goes. Can you assign buttons for ERS and fuel? Yes, you can. I will show that once we load this up. So I'm going to bump up the driver level to, let's do 75. 75 is actually pretty darn hard. The AI is legitimately became more difficult in this round, and yeah. F1 2018 is releasing on August 24th, which I think is this Friday. So note that we also have pit assist and pit release assist on off. And then ERS mode manual, which means you will need to either adjust it in the multifunctional display or have the controls mapped. I'll show you that shortly. So let's see how this goes. 0 assists. What are the available graphics options? Do they have high-res scaling or resolution scaling now? I didn't see anything in the terms of resolution scaling. I will show you quickly an overview of the settings before we start this event. That intro thing. You can just skip that.
Well,
just
hello
you
and
know,
welcome to a very special
Grand
race here
Prix.
today. We have some marvelous machines down on the grid that in just a few months...
Yeah. So this would start me off in I think it's 14th, and the goal is finish in 8th. So let's go into the settings, or actually, first, we will start. Oh wait, that's car settings, my bad. So we'll pause this, and I am going to be dropping in here, and we go down to graphics options, video mode. So this is the resolution and stuff. So I'm using the GTX 1080. Refresh rate 60. My monitor's a 60 hertz monitor. Display mode full screen. Aspect ratio. VSync I have set to off right now. Anti-aliasing. Unfortunately, they only have the same anti-aliasing that they had in the previous title. It still looks a little ugly. So I added a little NVIDIA profiler, the profiler anti-aliasing to make it look a little better. And then the anisotropic filtering, or anisotropic, however you pronounce it. So there's that. And then we can go into advanced setup. And I have it set to ultra high, take advantage of my 1080. And then super sampling ray traced shadows. I have that off because I think that would be a little hardware intensive, especially while streaming. I'll try it out when I'm not streaming. So can drop out of that now. This game will support 144. It will support high frame rate. Or basically as much as your screen and graphics card will allow. You can turn on or off the steering animation. HUD area adjustment, that's just scaling it. So you can either scale it in or out. Like I have it set to properly to my screen. Camera options. So you have the different field of view. Again, it's just the decimal. Unlike the degrees other sim racing titles have. And then you have the offset horizontal or vertical, which is basically moving the seat forward or up and down. You have angle, so you can adjust the angle of your view. I don't fully understand what near clip plane does, unfortunately. And then there's mirror angle. Camera shake, you can move that around. Camera movement, I liked at 50 when I was testing in PS4. Look to apex limit, so your head will turn towards the apex while turning. And head tracking with track IR, that is available. And you can turn off the halo. Hold on a sec. So if I hit F2, that hides. So that's what it looks like with the halo off. The top bar is still there. Like, so that you can't remove. But you can remove the center post, which some people will like, I think. For this first event, we will keep it on, though. And Cramped, or Cramit, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing your name. I am going to keep the steering animation on for now, and then later on I'll turn off the steering animation. Okay, just to control. That caught me off guard, sorry. Okay, so the first impressions on this force feedback, it is much, much stronger than last year.
Okay,
and it's a lot more precise.
Soft tire. That's the super soft on the car behind.
So what's going to happen is when I go onto the straight, the virtual safety car will come on, and I should be able to talk a little more about what's going on. But yeah, and then the second thing I noticed when I'm driving with this is, man, it is so much more snappy. Like the handling model in this is really improved. It truly is, and I'm enjoying it.
Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Pixel therapy, yes, I am using the open sim wheel, and that's what I'm talking about right now. So Charles Leclerc is out of the race. So this, by default, it's set to 360 degrees of rotation. You can adjust it either higher or lower if you wanted. I recommend maybe, like, when I was testing in the PS4, I was setting it to about 450, but man, the force feedback in this is so much more pronounced. Your audio is a bit low in the audio mix. My voice is a bit low. Okay. Hold on one sec. Let me just adjust that real quick.
The drag reduction system,
I accidentally hit a tutorial
opens
thing.
a flap on the rear wing to reduce drag and improve the straight line speed of the car.
Well, my audio is pretty maxed out before it's clipping, so I turned down the game a bit. I just turned down the game a bit.
Drivers are able to use this system in
so that's tutorial about DRS. So let's get back to talking about the driving. So the force feedback is a lot more subtle, a lot more pronounced. In the car handling and physics, not tutorial, but promotional piece, you could see David Greco, who's one of the main physics guys for F1. He was testing this game out with a Leo Bodnar Sim Steering 2, and you can really feel that it is a lot more challenging. It's a lot more pronounced. The force feedback effects are a lot more subtle. You feel the curves better on a direct drive wheel than you could last year. They really did take advantage of direct drive hardware for this game. And obviously, with me using a direct drive wheel, that means you have to use separate pedals, so it supports the different controller USB devices better too. So basically what I'm saying is that this was one of the most streamlined setups for me getting this up and running. It's the most simple most pain-free experience I've had setting up a title. I may turn down the degrees of or turn up the degrees of rotation a bit. 360 is almost too snappy. But we should be able to pass Sorokin up here. Flat out through the Rouge. While you start feeling the car just start to break free a bit, and you have to rein it in. That's a feeling I did not feel in 2017. Oh, almost hit him. Little lockup right there. Let's go for that gap. There we go. The sparks look good. The only thing I might say is they're a little over-pronounced. Luca, I'd say yes.
Green flag.
They really did a great job simulating different elements in F1, and I'd say it is one of the better sims on console, especially for the performance optimizations, because I know Assetto Corsa and Project Cars 2 are on consoles, and they are great level simulations, but at the same time, the performance optimization just wasn't there, at least in the beginning. So with all that, I'd say this is better in some ways. It's more optimized. Granted, in my review, I talked a little bit about how there's a stuttering issue on replays in the PlayStation 4 non-pro version, but hopefully that's fixed in the day one patch. If not, I'm going to be upset. Okay, so I'll show you at the top of Rouge and Redillion how to adjust the ERS.
It's time to use some of this charge.
So right now, let's turn it up. I have it set to the rotary encoder on my wheel because I'm using Fanatic wheel. So I have it turned up.
Our gap to the car in front is 6.3
So you can turn it that
seconds.
way. Or you can trigger up the MFD and adjust it that way. So let's turn it on high so we don't blow through our ERS. AI aggression has been a little issue. That's why I mentioned that in my cons. The cons, that's one of the things. So you can see my tires are slightly worn because it threw me into the middle of a race. Here is one of my favorite telemetry screens right here. Verstappen is on super soft, so he's just gonna blow right by me. But you can see Verstappen was a little on the aggressive side there. No surprise there. But yeah, so the top is, like, if you look on the tire display, on the top it's the core tire temperature. The middle one is the tire carcass temp, and then the bottom for each one is the brake temperature. What? What? Seriously? Was that a cut? That sucks. Hold on. Let's do the instant replay. I didn't think I cut that much. Hold on. Let's try something. So if 7 is rewind. Let me see if I can do a double flashback. Nope, it's not going to let me. I didn't think that was that bad a cut. Can one of you guys rewind and check that? I didn't think I completely cut like...
Trailing on
it's
teammate
live.
by 28.6 seconds.
So I guess we're not going to get that top 8 finish now. Whoa, whoa! You can just see how loose the car gets there. Any Gamer Muscle rivalry races? I'll have to talk to him about that, but first he has to get the game. I don't even know if he has it yet. Well, yeah. Oh, man. Running a little wide now. Gotta regain my composure. But you can see, when you're harder on the throttle, oh, man, this car will step out. Pushing. Not sure if I can reach him though. Little wide there. But yeah, one of the things Jimmy Broadbent mentioned in his live stream, or not live stream, but in one of his F1 2018 videos, was how you could feel the road a lot better with the OSW in this game versus last year. And I am going to definitely say that is the case. You can actually feel the car bottoming out. You can feel it really just skirting around the track, and it's great. Right here, You feel the car step out on the track after bottoming out, and you have to catch it. Is the AI better than 2017? Yes. Overall, yes. The only thing I'm a little miffed at is they're a little on the over-aggressive side. Sometimes they don't have the spatial awareness you're looking for, but ultimately they're pretty good. But yeah, I've had a couple times when I'm on the inside and they just don't realize I'm there and they hit me or something like that. Okay, we're closing in on Gasly, the next Red Bull F1 driver, if I remember correctly. Or that's what people are saying. Thank you, World Gamers, for subscribing. Throttle. Let's get his slipstream. It's a... Oh, as I mentioned, he just hit me. He didn't understand I was there, and he hit me. Thank you, Lion, for subscribing. How am I finding the ERS management? It works well. Oh man, that turn is just tight. It's simple if you have the buttons to set up for it. So I have the rotary dial on this to adjust my ERS settings. And it's a lot of... It works, I'll put it that way. So now Gasly's gonna have the ERS, or DRS, sorry. Got my RS's mixed up. But yeah, so he just actually passed me. So these guys will put up a fight now. Whoa! And you can see the car will step out. There we go. Relatively clean pass. Oh my gosh, and he's on my side again. You can see they are battling.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
So I would say that if you enjoy Formula One, this game is worth the price tag. If you're not a big F1 fan, it might not be worth that. And thanks, Juan, for subscribing. How the heck did that not damage my car? That should have damaged my car. Because I have full damage on, I think. I think I do. Ah. Yeah, that was a corner cut this time. Hold on, let me check something. Race settings. Vehicle damage full. Yeah. That should have wrecked my car.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Is damage still only done front wings and tires? More or less, yes. So we're going to do a crash test soon. Let's see if Gasly passes me. Because the thing is, when damage is good, it's pretty darn good.
Are you alright? Let me know you're alright.
Like, if the damage is good, it's good. Like a decent shunt, it will wreck you. So, here. Boom, the tire. It's like... It's good when it's good, I'll say that. But when it's bad, it's bad. Because I've had quite a few hits. And it's like, yeah. But still, channel not found. This is full damage. Simulation, I've had the same issue at times. So let's do something. We are going to retire from this, and we're going to do a car that a lot of you guys have been asking me to drive, but I couldn't for some reason on the PS4 version, but now I can on the PC. Whoops, that's a little loud. Your friendly a-hole. It's just the TAA, or the TAA anti-aliasing that was there last year, so it's kind of frustrating. So I added a little more to the anti-aliasing through the NVIDIA profiler, and it looks okay. I'll call it that. So now for the heck of it, let's go into time trial. And we're going to go into classic F1 cars. And you guys have asked for me to drive the Braun GP BGP 001. So let's jump in that. And let's do Canada. Let's do Montreal. Ryan, no. No. Except, let me see. I might have made a mistake and not said the damage properly. So let's see. Yeah, we might need to drop out real quick and change the simulation damage. So I want to show you. Actually, no. Time trial has no damage. Dang it. So we can't do time trial. So let's go into Grand Prix weekend. Classic F1 cars. Wait. Braun GP. And we will do Montreal. Where is it? China, Spain, Monaco, Canada. There we go. And we'll do, yeah, just full practice. Yeah, Full House Gaming, I did a bit. I read a bit of it. And we'll do simulation damage. Assists, we'll have them off. F1. Hold on a second, just have to respond to this.
Here we are, live in Montreal at the Circuit
PRS
Chillville,
RIP controller users.
making final preparations before today's practice session gets underway.
So I'll show you how this all works. But I will say that this looks a lot better than F1 2017. What size screen do I use? I use a 27-inch screen. So this isn't the best field of view, but it's an okay field of view for me. Just took a little creative liberty with it. Your friendly a-hole, yes there are. There are field of view sliders. So this has fuel mix and no ERS. Because this was in the age before ERS. So I know a lot of people have been asking for this. And let's show you how touchy the simulation damage is. So we're just going to go a little too hot here. And that just broke the wing. It should have really been a lot more, I think. But it totally broke the front wing off. And you can feel that understeer right now. Hey Jimmy, how's it going, man? Big lockup. So yeah, once you break that front wing, it's a lot worse. Classic cars feel crap. I would say this feels a little better than 2017, but not too much. I enjoyed some of it, like the classic 70s cars. You have to be on edge to actually drive them. But yeah, so far, I'm enjoying the feel of this car. So we're just going to try to rip a wheel off now. So we're going to go through the final chicane too fast. Whoa, whoa, boom. Oh man, that crash force feedback is brutal.
You're okay, please.
Oh. Let's watch that replay. But the sounds are pretty good. So boom, boom. You can see just the flat under tray of the wing right there. And rest in peace car. Does safety car work properly? So let's go back to restart session. Hold on a second. Mark, I hope you understand that I did that on purpose. So I'm just letting you know. Hopefully you understand that. Because I said that a good minute before I hit the wall. Okay, so let's go back on track. And force feedback is so much better than 2017. It legitimately is a lot better. So let's go to cockpit. Oh, sorry, I was reading a message. That should have been a little damage because we are on simulation damage. Just saying. So let's brake. Four-wheel slide's gone. For the most part, yes. For the most part, I've been noticing it's just like the rear sliding out, and you can just catch that. But I'm liking the sound of this car. I don't think it's perfect, but it's pretty good. Brakes are insane in this car. I mean, they're nuts. Whoa, 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 okay. Bit of a tank slapper there. Okay, that was a bit of a hit. Let's flashback real hit. Cons to the game's physics. Hold on a sec. Cons to game's physics, I'd say... Or whoops, I accidentally hit photo mode. The main con I'd have is that it still feels a little too grippy at times, a little too planted. That's why I'd say it really kind of sets it apart from some of the more serious simulation elements. There's no AI aggression slider. If you guys watch my review, that is one of my cons in it. No black box or markers in last turn. So one of the things that Codemasters mentioned to me is that in the day one patch, they're going to upgrade the track details with more up to spec. So that's one of the last minute things they need to do.
Okay, we don't think we're far away from some rain. I'll keep you updated as the conditions change.
Okay, so it sounds like it's going to be raining soon. Pink walls are ideal for sim racing. Huh. The more you know. We're in 7th gear, 300 kilometers an hour. A little conservative at Wall Champions, I think you call it. So, to my knowledge, none of these cars are laser scanned. None of the, are not the cars, none of the tracks are laser scanned. I wish they were. A couple of them feel a little off, in my opinion, compared to laser scan versions. But it's still pretty good. They're definitely believable. So after this lap, I'm going to skip to the race. We'll do a quick race, and then I'll show you the replay, guys. So something I realized is I need to move the subscription bar. I'll do that in a minute. Okay, off the throttle. And we are going to go back to the garage. And I'm going to open up OBS and adjust a couple things real quick. Move that down. There we go. Is it worth the upgrade from 2017? I'd say yes. I like it. I like it quite a bit. Miss Brian, yeah, he's just been so freaking busy lately. So we are going to go back into here, session info, and here is like the standard window where you see all this stuff. So lap times, camera live feed, what HUD options are available. I haven't really seen much. Daniel, thank you for subscribing. So I think we have to go to practice 3, and then we can skip to the race.
We'll be back with more Formula One action
so
very shortly.
I do want to point out one thing that is slightly irritating. So by default, like it's a wide spread of cars in the race, which sounds good, but if you look, you see there's a parity. 2009 Braun GP, 2002 Ferrari F2002. So like the V10s and the 2009 2010 cars are much faster than the mid 2000s cars. So it's slightly irritating. I think there might be an option to set to spec or something like that, but I felt that it works okay. Okay, so your friendly a-hole. I did notice that issue on the PS4 version. I did notice the issue where the replays would stutter. I didn't notice that on the PS4 Pro, and that was nice at least. So practice 3. Is it making me do this? So let's go to track. We'll do a lap or two. Is it like driving a boat still? No. That is the thing I'm most thankful for. And now we're driving in the rain. Mark 10, thank you for subscribing. So it definitely does not feel like driving on a boat. This feels so much better than 2017 that hopefully like you guys will understand once it comes out. It really is a significantly improved title. I mean, it'll feel slightly like driving a boat right now because we're in the rain. Hey, and Golf, thanks for that. So now I'm driving a boat because I'm on water. But yeah, it feels slightly more difficult in the rain now. You can see it's sliding a little out from under me now. So right now we are driving with the Braun GP, guys. For everyone that's new into the stream right now, I'm driving the Braun BGP car from the 2009 season. And it's a blast to drive. And yeah, this V8 era car sounds really good, especially compared to the V6s. I miss these cars. They actually look pretty good too, all things considered. Woo! Well, I race with subs on both PC and PS4 on release day. I'll see what I can do, but we'll see how it is. I can't promise anything. But you can see how challenging this car is in the rain. Oh, you can hear that V10 car. I think that's a Ferrari F2002 right there. Let's see if we can close in on him. So, I'm noticing some slight artifacting in the Rooster Trail right now. I think they are claiming they're going to fix that at launch. We'll see. But hey, still looks pretty good for the rain, in my opinion. Whoa, whoa. Ah.
We're seeing major wing damage.
Okay, let's go back to the garage. I want to see if we can skip to the end of this session now and go straight to race now. Skip repair time.
Car repairs have set us back a little.
So let's see. Could retire from the session, I think. But if we go into session info, it's not letting me skip to the race. Okay, so
our best lap so far is a...
Let's go to retire from session. Should put us in the race.
That concludes an interesting
There is a
practice
field of
session.
view and
Let's hope
seat
for
position
more excitement as
slider.
the weekend
So since
unfolds.
bent, there are those options available. Cram it, I'd said later in the stream. But I guess now's later in the stream, so let's lock it. And let's skip the intro. We don't need that. How much is it, or harder is it to drive using Halo? It is slightly more difficult, especially with the single screen, but you can remove it if it is that much of a deal breaker to you. It'll just remove the center bar. It won't remove the top. So let's go to its, I think, graphics options. Steering animation off. To me, it almost feels weird, like turning off the steering animation, but it's all good. Whoa! So someone hit me, but no damage. Thank you, whoever it was who subscribed. Download size for the PC version I checked was about 38 gigabytes. So 38 gigabytes, I think that is slightly larger than the console version, and also slightly larger than last year. A full house. The name of that man, John Gordon.
That's a strong start. Well done.
Side by side. Oh man, he got a slightly better run there. I couldn't chop off his nose. This looks so weird. Yes, it does. That's what I was saying. Oh! I don't know if that was a bit of a dive bomb for me. Keep in mind we're on simulation damage, and we have no indication that there's damage right now on this car. ACC releases September 12th. September 12th is when ACC comes out. Okay, we're a bit of a gap ahead of 7th right now. Thank you, whoever was who subscribed. Is that Reno? And B-Slayer, thank you for subscribing. It is disorienting for me to see the steering wheel lock. I would have preferred the option just to outright remove it. I would prefer to remove it over having it locked. Alex, a couple people asked me to lock the steering wheel. As we mentioned before, AI is very aggressive this game. Almost too much so, as you can see. Okay. So yeah, you can see these guys are aggressive. Turn in. But even with reduced downforce, we're closing in on these guys. What's the point of a locked steering wheel option? Generally, it's for people that want to have a true one-to-one field of view, especially with triple screens. People with triple screens will likely want to have a locked steering wheel because it will allow them to not see the steering wheel behind their stuff, and it's also less stressful on hardware. You're going to have it where it gives you slightly more frames per second, which could be a difference between like 55 and 60, or even like 120 to 144 or something like that. So Saudi had a big lock up there. Whoa, that's understeer all right. PC seems better than PS4. Yep. You like that the AI don't just give up. That's true.
The track is clear. Green flag.
But it's interesting seeing this kind of freight training right there. So it's not completely perfect, but it's also, it's a weird circumstance. You don't really see these different eras of F1 driving around. But yeah, you just saw me get past. Oh, little bump.
This is your final lap of the race.
Well, right now this is showing properly on my Fanatic wheel through the driver. I think it's through Fanaleds though. It might be through Fanaleds, but it's slightly confusing because I'm using a Fanatic rim on my OSW right now, so I'm not sure if it's Fanatic driver or is it actually Fanaleds going right now. But it is working. It is working. It is matching my display in kilometers per hour right now. Okay, we scraped away with the top 5.
All right, race over. Take care.
I'll
of the
take
car
that.
on the way in.
So I'll show you some footage from the
now
replay
it's time
right
to
now.
wind down and celebrate after that fantastic Grand Prix. Here they come, your top three.
TCAM test or riot? I will do TCAM next to show you.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from
And I'll try switching it to miles per hour in a sec. So let's see if the replay is a little more stable now, because a few of you guys were mentioning that sometimes it stuttered or dropped below 60. I don't fully know. There was me dive bombing a little bit. I got no damage from that though, even though we're on simulation damage. Ryan, unfortunately I don't have an H pattern shifter set up on this rig, so I can't really test with an H pattern. I at least know it's supported and manual clutch is supported. It's like 2017 was. So it seems like the frame rate is pretty solid. I'm not seeing really many stutterings, maybe tiny micro stutters. Unfortunately, I can't test out the high refresh rate thing because I only have a 60 hertz screen. What season is this? This is the mix of historic stuff. So I'm driving the 2009 car. Right now I'm passing, I think it's the 2007 McLaren. So that's 2007 McLaren. I want to say 2004 Ferrari behind. You also see 2003 Williams. So a lot of different cars. There I got hit again, and I think that time I didn't get damage again. I broke off someone's wing right there. Whoops. But replays are looking good at 60 hertz at least. I'll say that. Well, I'm really enjoying this so far. I will state that. Okay, so let's drop out of this and advance. Hello, Gustavos. Thank you for joining in. No pure TV cams only options still. I don't think so. So again, let's go into Grand Prix. This time we'll go modern. And unfortunately, due to the licensing restrictions and everything, Williams still doesn't have the classic Martini livery. Unfortunately, that's the case, but it's life. Sound is okay. That's why I was saying as well. It's not perfect, but it's serviceable. I'd say that. So, let's go to Williams. Actually, not Williams. Let's go to... What team have I not driven with? I don't think I've driven with Alfa Romeo yet. And let's take... Ericsson's spot. I want to try a new track that hasn't been in the F1 game, so let's try Paul Ricard. I'm not good at this track, I'm just warning you. So I'm actually going to turn on the corner markers. I know some people might cry foul, but yeah. Jim Stavnatur, thank you for subscribing. So we will do this. And single session practice, no qualifying, 5-lap race, that'll be fine. And then go forward. Oh, here. Gustavo, thank you for subscribing. Jonathan, yes, they've concentrated on handling, adding Halo's AI, and also minor things to career. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It sounds like I've been talking a little bit with David Greco, who's the lead physics guy, I think, for F1 2018. And he definitely said he has some exciting things coming up. He said he wants to add advanced tire degradation, maybe flat spots. I think he was talking about the idea of doing track rubbering in, and that would be nice. So, but I can't promise that. He was just saying he wants to add it. Whether it'll actually happen remains to be seen. So you guys were asking for TV cam. And you can see the HUD on the bottom right. I think it's largely the same as what was last year, except with the ERS settings. Unlock steering wheel? Yes. And I will turn off the halo for you guys too, because you guys were asking about that. So camera. Oh, you can't turn off. So you have to be in cockpit to turn off the halo. Okay. So halo off, graphics options, steering animation on. So in this camera, the halo will stay on because we're in TV cam. Just warning you guys, I don't know this track, but I need to learn it because in Sim Racing System tomorrow, I'm racing on this track. Yay! I think it's tomorrow, or either next week. But I want to say it's tomorrow. Sim Racing System is taking the Miata to this track. So here's the DRS line. Turn that on. Gotta learn it for ACC as well. Yes, that is true. It is such a confusing track, especially right here. Force feedback is a lot better than last year, thinking. Citron, I cannot play on HDR on this because this is not an HDR monitor. It'll only work with HDR compatible displays. So if you don't have an HDR compatible display, it will not work. I can always try hooking it up onto my LG OLED screen sometime, see how well that will work. So again, like previous years in F1, this is not the only TV cam view. There's also the offset view, which is closer to what you see in real life.
With that, you're now currently the fastest in this session so far.
Tricky track, but it's fun, I'll say that. Ho-ho! That's a nice slide, but that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. So with the physics, I could feel that slide. I could catch it. I could feel the tires. And that was something that I was just so sorely missing in F1 2017. So even though I was sliding, I still felt in control. The force feedback was telling me what to do. The physics were working as I would anticipate. And that is the nice thing with it. So yeah, that's one of the things, like those moments is what really sells these improved physics home for me. And again, it's still a Codemasters title. It still has those quirks, but this is much better in my opinion, as I completely botched that corner, but that was my fault.
Okay, just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre temperatures, which you can do on the temperature panel of the MFD. We monitor carcass temperature and surface temperature, and you'll get the best performance when they're both inside a normal operating window. Surface temps tend to fluctuate faster, so try a few maps with the data open and get a feel for how to control them.
So again, we're in the cockpit view now. Halo's removed. You still see that antenna there, so it's not completely scot-free. That's one of the frustrating things, because without that top bar, you wouldn't have like that all the way up blocking. But still, this is much better than that total middle bar, I'd say. So again, DRS line, boom. Also, a little thing I want to note is the wheel display in this game. It looks slightly cleaner. It looks slightly higher resolution, and it feels like it's communicating info a little better. So those are things I really like to see in that. The D and H. The D, I want to say, is how much deployment you have left for the lap. So the bottom bar is your full battery level. And then the D is how much you have to deploy during the lap. So if I turn the ERS up higher, like I'm going to do right now, we turn it up to high, and we're going to see that D get used up a little more. Hold on a sec. So at the beginning of next lap, you're going to see that, I think, go all the way to the top. So you'll see the bar go all the way to the top as we start the cross finish, or start finish line, boom. So that's how much deployment we have over the course of the lap. So you're seeing it go down a bit. You're seeing the ERS being deployed. I don't know what the H is. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to think of what it might be. Yeah, let's turn up to hot lap. Rich fuel mix. Let's see what kind of lap we can throw down. Thank you, Yves Marie. Thank you for subscribing. Harvest, okay. So I guess that's how much ERS the brakes harvest. Thank you. Sorry, my mind was a little scattered right there. But yeah, it's cool to see the information communicated through the wheel, so you can keep your eyes pretty straightforward. Swaggy P, thanks for subscribing, and we almost lost it there. But overall, this just feels so much better than 2017, and it feels like a true F1 driving experience, where with F1 2017, it felt like you were kind of floating a bit. It felt like you were kind of disconnected from the road. This, it feels a lot better. It's not perfect again, but it's pretty good. There is some head movement. Yes, you can turn it off. You can turn off the head movement if you choose. It is in the camera settings. Diedrich, thank you for subscribing. Oops, I hit the wrong button. That's the fuel mix button. But yeah, all in all, I'd say this is such a solid improvement over what we saw. Try max head movement and max force feedback. Yeah. This is a 30 Newton meter large midge open sim wheel. I don't want to break my hand. Eric, this is a track I don't know, so that's why I have the driving line on, but just for you, let's turn it off. So, again, we are also going to go into the camera options, and let's show what happens when you have zero camera movement. So, camera shake. Look to apex, off. Okay, let's start this lap off. Okay, I totally missed that. My bad. Well, that's kind of the point for this channel, your friendly a-hole. Kind of the point. It's for the community.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
And I'm too broke to pay that friendly a-hole. Can barely afford to pay mine. Okay, that's how this track gets really confusing. You don't want to take the wrong path. I wish that they had some sort of marker or something in here. Vorpex could try that sometime. But yeah, the anti-aliasing is slightly annoying. I'm just gonna say that in this. It is legitimately annoying. Is it possible to lose the rear and spin? Hope that answers your question. Wow, that was some intense wheel spin through 3rd and 4th gear. Okay, so let's jump to the next session, which I don't think I'm ready for, but we'll see how this goes.
An interesting practice
Much
session
wheel
there,
spin.
then. Let's remind ourselves of the top 3.
Well, we
who
qualified.
are Alonso, Bottas,
Well,
and Marcus Ericsson.
That's
Practice times
weird.
are on the board
Okay.
then, but no points are on offer just yet.
I guess it's just because different tires and everything. Race should be a lot more consistent.
We're here once again then for some more Grand Prix action.
Yeah.
We're almost ready to go then.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do.
I have a bad feeling about this, though. Well, that's one hit already. I was on the inside, Lance Roll hits me, and I get warned. Okay.
Find out front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
Larg. Let's do that again. Who commentates on F1? Honestly, I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh! Did not expect him to brakes like that. Okay, let's try this again.
Keep your eye.
Except I'm gonna I don't care what you guys say. For now, I think I'm gonna use the corner markers because this is the track I do not know, and I'd say don't rely fully on them, but corner markers can help. Thank you, whoever it was who is subscribed. So let's catch this slipstream.
We're looking good from the start.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Teammates got into each other. There are mirrors, but you can't really see them right now. I wish they would add a virtual mirror. I was talking with David Greco, and he said he wants to get a virtual mirror implemented, but it's up to the art team. And it's like they implemented a rough version of a virtual mirror in the game, but they removed it because it was ugly. And the thing is, you don't use a virtual mirror because it's good looking. You use it because it works. Is online mode available? I think it's like rough, but since no one owns it yet, this is pre-release, I'd understand that there'd be no one to race online against. Wow, okay.
Engine off. Engine off.
That may have been my fault. Let's see that real quick. Yeah, I pinched him. That was my fault. Okay, let's watch that again. Thank you, D Dodge, for subscribing. So, I kind of pinched him. I'll take the blame for that. So, boom. But that looked kind of realistic, all things considered. So, replay. We'll give it one last try. Totally missed that corner. Proper F1 crash. So next I will do a longer race. I'll do a longer race, try that out, and see how that goes.
Okay, clear.
There is seat adjustment in the game. It's a very, very rudimentary seat adjustment, but there's seat adjustment. Gonna get that around on the outside. Pass that Renault.
DRS will be enabled this lap. You can use it when within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
A little late on the brakes there. I'm gonna be in DRS range. Except Hulkenberg's in range 2. PC force feedback. I'm driving an open sim wheel, so I might be kind of spoiled. But I would say that it feels a lot better. Especially with me being on a monitor, I see almost no input lag at all. It's like silky smooth. It has a roughly maybe the same amount of input lag as Assetto Corsa, which is saying something. Assetto Corsa is also really, really minimal input lag. But yeah, for this, I'm using it, I want to say is a 5 millisecond response time IPS monitor from AOC. So it's very quick response time. It's not as quick as some of the TN monitors that have like 2 or 1 millisecond response times, but it's really, really quick. Much quicker than the TV I was testing out for my PS4 review. Come on, Force India, Perez. So we're going to be in the slipstream. Oh, illegal overtake.
Cede that position or receive a penalty.
That sucks, but I kind of deserve that. It is not Glock. Making a move on Ocon.
This is your final lap of the race.
But he has more power. But we are slightly better handling. Booyah. Well, since Magnussen is more than 1 second behind the next car, he's not going to have DRS, but I am. But he has, I think, slightly more power. So I'm not catching him. Well, not fast enough, I should say. I'm going to try to do some racing on release day. I'll try to set up some events. Should be a lot of fun. Force the issue. It's the final lap. We only have a few corners left. Dive bomb! And we made it stick. I can't really do an Alonso impression, but okay. I'll take that.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I think
Hamilton
the track
gets the
conditions
win.
just really
Okay.
suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive.
So now let's
So as
try
I
a
say that,
longer
we can
event.
see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more
So
silverware
Raikkonen's
to
in a
take back to
Mercedes
their base in
sandwich.
Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix.
Okay,
Now I'd
so
like to ask you, Anthony Davidson.
we'll do a 50% Grand Prix. I don't really have the time to do 100, but I can do a 50%. So we'll go modern again. And I'm going to go Red Bull Racing. Thank you, SGX Critch. Thank you for subscribing. I'm going to take Ricardo's seat. He's leaving. I'll take it. And let's do Spa, because that's the next race on the calendar. And let's see about setting weather. We'll do dynamic weather. Turn off the racing line, because I know Spa relatively well. Race starts, that'll be fine. 50% formation lap. 60% strength, that should be fine. We'll do one-shot qualifying. We'll make it quick. We'll make it count. How about that? Exactly what part of vehicle dynamics do I prefer in other sims? Generally, I get a better feeling of the tires and the suspension, Twin Twix. That's what I'd say is the biggest thing. And it really is something that you kind of have to feel to understand.
Straights, up and downhill, Eau Rouge as well. This track isn't for the faint-hearted.
Okay. But this is getting a lot better, though. I will state that. So let's see. So it will be overcast. Go into the track. We have one lap. That's what one shot is. One shot to make this count. Let's make sure we're maxed out. Yes, we are. Oh man, going up Eau Rouge feels so intense with this wheel. You feel it just load up. You feel every bump going up. So you can see some slight glitching in the shadows, maybe aliasing. I'm noticing that right there in the turns. It's kind of annoying. There we go. Man, this car is quick. Hopefully I can try to find some combination of NVIDIA and in-game anti-aliasing, try to make it look better or something, because that's really bad right there.
Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
Qualified pole. I'll take that. We might have set the difficulty a little
qualifying is
easy.
And we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top three are Ricardo, Vettel,
a little
and
ahead.
Kimi Räikkönen.
We'll see how we go over the course of a race, though. Going over the course of a race is what matters. And force feedback a lot better on PC, especially with this direct drive wheel. I'll say the direct drive wheel makes a big difference.
It's Sunday and that means it's race time here in Spa. So before the off, let's remind ourselves of
So let's see what the forecast is today.
You've done well to put it on pole, but we've still got
So
work
it's just going to be clear.
Trying to cover the inside line off the start.
So we can either do a one-stop or two-stop strategy. I'm going to do a two-stop because we can. I'd love to have a virtual mirror too, man. I would love that. So we have park firm rules, so we can only do strategy and whatnot. Okay, so let's start this off.
Put the clutch in. The net will start. Speed
So we can have a formation lap. Thank you, Felipe, for subscribing.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
Asked me to run through all the gears, so just did that. I think Crew Chief will support this when it comes out. I think they support 2017 at least. We'll turn ERS on low for now, so we can regain some battery. But yeah, the aliasing in the clouds looks horrible. Looks like it's trying to do a thunderstorm. Kevin Magnussen disqualified. Sergei Sorokin gets... What the heck? Three cars have been disqualified. I'd give F1 2018 like 8.5 out of 10. The graphics glitches are a little irritating. What the? Why am I ghosting? Esteban Ocon has been disqualified. Raikkonen disqualified. Well, I guess we found out a glitch. I've never had this glitch before, and I've done like 30 races. Whoops. Okay, let's try this again. Restart session. I'm baffled right there.
Okay,
So let's start the race. There should be anti-aliasing set up. Let me check real quick. Preferences, graphics options, video mode. We have TAA on. Yes, there is anti-aliasing. Add NVIDIA MSAA. I'll do that later on. And actually, for this race, let's turn on the halo. Authenticity. So that's camera settings. Halo column on. Is there a skip formation? Okay, there we go. I missed that. But yeah, that's the first time I've had that glitch. First turn.
That's a decent start. Good job.
Oh man, that's scraping. No, is my wheel glitching again? Oh shoot. Dang it, that was the same glitch I was having with my wheel before. Dang it. That's going to be painful. Trying to fix this out. Oh, got a little loose there. This is a 22 lap race. There we go. When the clouds aren't aliasing, they look pretty good. We don't have DRS yet, so we can just focus on going quick. Man, Eau Rouge is so bumpy with this. They're in my draft. Can't do anything about that right now. Whoa, that was a micro stutter right there. Like, slow down. So yeah, I'm having that issue too. Ooh, the sparks. Force him a little wide, but then touch him. This is going to be tricky. Next lap, they're going to have DRS. Big lockup right there. I bet I almost got penalized there.
DRS is being enabled this lap. You can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
They're going to be within 1 second of me. Man, this is legitimately shaking my arms right now. Man, I wish this had VR support. I mean, this would have been the perfect title for them to introduce VR support. And they could have marketed it as basically a way to see past the halo, because that's realistically what VR allows you to do. Oh boy, that curve is dangerous. Any main differences between this PC version and the PS4 version? Well, believe it or not, the PS4 version, I think, has better anti-aliasing. I think the PS4 version has better anti-aliasing, especially as the PS4 Pro version. This PC version, the anti-aliasing isn't nearly as good, I think. So I was almost thinking the PS4 version, like, in terms of anti-aliasing, almost looks better. But force feedback in PC version is almost better. Twin Twix, I'm using the full TAA. There is a TAA checkerboard option, but this I have set to full TAA. But it's interesting. But we'll see how this game is. This game is post-release. To reduce ERS, we'll do that after his turn. But yeah, force feedback for PC version, I think feels better personally. I'm wondering if that might be because PC has more CPU power to process more advanced force feedback, higher resolution, things like that. Maybe. I don't know for sure. But yeah, I'm liking this a little more. I could also be because I'm using a direct drive wheel and it's kind of spoiling me right now.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
But yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. Yeah, your friendly a-hole. I think they likely are using checkerboard rendering to get 4K resolution on the PS4 Pro and maybe even Xbox One X, while I bet the PC version can render true 4K. So that's one thing. Soft for 10 seconds. I have a better idea. Let's do a pit stop. So we'll do a pit stop and see how that goes. AI percentage, I want to say it's set to 65%. So I think that's why I set it to, which is hard, not very hard or expert. So let's see how this goes. So now the car took control, even with no assists, which is kind of frustrating. That's the quick pit stop. I know I was early on the limiter, but better safe than sorry.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
So now we're back to 10th. And I'm gonna be in the DRS, like, sitting duck spot.
Let's get into mix 3 ASAP.
That's them on DRS. Oh my gosh, Esteban. Oh, God. Wow. Okay. Ocon versus Grosjean. And I'm in the kitty litter. My bad. Well, we still have a long race. But all of a sudden, I'm back into 18th. Jeez.
Battery charge is high. Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace.
So let's slowly make our way through. So let's just pretend we had a tire issue or something. Whoa, that was a slight stutter right there. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was a bigger stutter. Let's make a move on Leclerc. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, side by side up a Rouge doesn't exactly work. Let's lift a bit. Perez. Wow, we really sent it deep there. Ah, that was my fault.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage. Some information on Ericsson. They've got a serious car issue.
Let's see what we can do to scrape out this race. Because we do have a pit stop left. That's why I'm not rewinding now. But yeah, in traffic right now I'm getting some graphics glitches. It could be a mix of me streaming, so that puts a load on the CPU. And also just they need to iron out a few last minute things. Dan Romy, I am a media outlet, so they sent me a review copy. If you want to check my review, go to my channel and you can find it, my review on it. So I'm in trouble right now. Okay, it's not gonna work! Oh, man. This feels brutal with the direct drive wheel. I'll call it that. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh! What the heck? So Van Dorn, he was in the DRS detection zone behind a car, so that's why he had DRS even though he was ahead of everyone. Oh, snap. But actually, if we can keep our car going, we might be able to last the rest of this race.
Car behind has boxed for the mediums. Car behind on the medium tire.
We'll see how this goes. We do have some aero damage, but I'm wondering if we'll be okay. We're at 11% tire wear, roughly. Bit of a lock up there, so 13% now. Carlos Sainz in the pits.
The gap to the car ahead is 12.5 seconds.
Bottas made a move on Bottas. Raikkonen's in the lead, though. So pit stop cycled through, and we are in second. We can see that my car is not wanting to turn in right now. I think that's because of that front wing damage. We're struggling a little bit. Our tires are also going to fall off quite a bit quicker than the rest of them. Because they're on mediums, I'm on softs. Maybe I should have shifted to mediums. Wow, okay. That was my mistake. That was all my fault. Let's focus a bit. Get that turned in. We're good for now. They're in the DRS zone now. I have ABS turned off. I am running the Heusinkveld Sim Pedals Pro. If you want to see what hardware I am using right now, you can look in the description of the stream. Really gotta conserve our car right now. We'll see how this goes, but I am abusing the tires a little bit more than I would like. So we can still afford to run on the rich mixture. I might conserve it a little bit though.
Okay, some information on Van Dorn. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
So Van Dorn's having a problem. MVZR, I think it says. Yes. Thank you for subscribing. MFD for a new strategy option. Lazarus, thank you for subscribing. So if I pit now, I would exit in 7th. I think I am gonna pit actually, so I could show you how it is when you actually replace a wing. Thank you, Gene, for subscribing. So this lap, I'm gonna pit. Actually, no. I'm gonna pit lap. Actually, I'm trying to think. How many laps can I last on super softs? Thank you, Minecrafters Rule, for subscribing. I'm gonna pit lap 13. Lap 13, I'm going to pit because that would give me 9 laps on super softs, and I think I could fight my way up through the field on super softs. What am I running? I'm running 65%. So, direct drive wheels, they do use more electricity. They utilize, I want to say, I'm using, it's a 450 watt power supply. So it almost utilizes similar power to its own an own separate computer. But you're not going to be running that full power all the time. It's just going to have that amount. It depends on how much you are actually sending to the motor too, I think. Pit entrance is, you enter in manually. So until you get to the entrance, it's manual, but automatic once you cross that pit entrance line. I'll show you in a second, because we need to replace this wing. And then we'll see how this race goes. Release is manual with clutch. So yeah, our front wing has some damage, so let's make sure we replace that. So turn that on to yes. So let's enter into pits, be careful. And then boom, we're into pits. And then hold the clutch, rev up.
Complete, go now.
So longer pit stop because we had to replace the front nose, but it works. We're on super soft tires now. We have 9 or 10 laps.
We'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in our strategy.
Except our strategy is different now. Please be within a second. No, dang it. We're gonna get past. So we fell back a little further than we would have liked. Verstappen's in 7th. How the heck is Alonso in 6th? Make a move on my teammate. Oh, shoot. That was me, I think. Gonna give me a warning? No, it's gonna give him the warning. Okay. I'll take it. But considering that we're on simulation damage, that should have damaged my suspension or something. So here's Alonso. Battling with him. I tend to usually use cockpit view, yes. Halo is slightly annoying, but you learn to get over it, kind of. I wish there was VR, though. I really wish there was, because VR would allow you to sort of see through the Halo. Dan, you can adjust the fuel mix and ERS via keybinds or wheel buttons. So you can do that. It's not like you hold it down as a boost button. That's not how ERS works. Come on, Magnussen. I kind of stuck my nose in there a bit. A little wide. Surprised we didn't get knocked a bit there. So let's push harder. We're quite a bit back. We're still in the top 5 though. So we are 9 seconds back from Vettel, I guess. Go full throttle. Tire model is a lot better. So I noticed something interesting. My track map is glitched. My track map is glitching out. It's following the leaders and not my car. So I can't use the track map right now. So that's another glitch. That is weird. Okay, reduce ERS. I'll do it after this turn on the straight.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
I needed to map a button to change strategy. I didn't. That's fine. So I'm just going to ignore my crew when they tell me to pit. I'm just going to try to make it to the end of the race like this. So we've cut 5 seconds out of our gap, it looks like. So let's keep going. But yeah, I'm loving how responsive this is now. This game is just so much more responsive than last year. Last year, the input lag wasn't horrible last year, but it was noticeable. This year is just so much more precise. I'm loving it. But yeah, so we have about 6 laps to go, so I'm going to start getting into my final thoughts for this stream. So, driving in F1 2018 on the PC versus on the console. So, in terms of setting up my wheel and pedal set, this was the most simple experience I have ever had in a Codemasters title. Getting my OSW set up in Dirt Rally and Dirt 4 was a total chore. It was a nightmare to set up, and it was just a pain, and the force feedback didn't feel that great. F1 2017 was okay, it wasn't great, but the force feedback felt very vague and wasn't the best. For this, setting up my wheel and pedal set was a snap. I didn't have to adjust any text files, I didn't have to adjust really much in the way of settings. I just mapped my controls, set my force feedback levels to my personal preference, and was off. And the force feedback is an exponential leap forward. You really get a good idea on feeling what the car's doing. You can really feel the, sort of the flex in the tires. It's not visual tire flex, but you can feel it in the new tire model. The chassis, the mechanical grip, it really feels good. And you can also feel, to an extent, when the aerodynamic grip lets off when you're going into lower speeds. So this, I'd say the physics are a definite improvement. And it feels great with an open sim wheel. So people with open sim wheels, or even the Leo Bodnar Sim Steering AccuForce, should be able to have a great time with this game. And even though the OSW isn't listed as a officially supported wheel, I can tell you it works just fine. Just make sure you get your profile settings set up properly. So this, I'd say, is a good thing. And then the experience graphically and racing. So AI, more aggressive than I'd like, but at least they'll race you. They will race you, which I like. They will actually race you kind of hard. If I let off here, Vettel, I think, will actually try to pass me. And at times, he actually will. So there's that. Keep that in mind. Graphically, this is an improvement over 2017. The anti-aliasing, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of this anti-aliasing method. So later on, I'll try to figure out a way to improve the AAA. Maybe combine multi-sampling, anti-aliasing, and NVIDIA profiler. Maybe that could work. Maybe I could get that to work. So keeping that in mind, I think it's okay. But the shimmering in the trees, the shimmering in the clouds, it makes it look a little chintzy in comparison and kind of devalues the visual fidelity and does a disservice to the improvements that Codemasters really have done into making things look better. So keep that in mind, that the anti-aliasing really sells this graphical improvement short, but seeing the draw distances are better. Seeing the texture quality, and one of the things that I think is underrated is the way this new wheel display looks. The display on this steering wheel, in my opinion, looks a lot better than last year. Last year looked kind of cobbed together. This looks a little more refined. So it's those little touches that make things look better, but it's also the little touches like anti-aliasing that make things look a little cheaper. So let's recharge our ERS right now. So spend a few turns working on that. But yeah, so with this and seeing how it is, I'd say that F1 2018 on PC is solid. I'm hoping that day one patch fixes quite a bit. But I'll have to try to find a good anti-aliasing setting, make it look a little better, and see how that goes. But yeah, so all in all, this is a good experience. If you like the career in 2017, you'll likely like the career in 2018. And yeah, that's mostly what I have to say. And this is a GTX 1080, so keep that in mind. I'm running on a GTX 1080, everything maxed out. And also factor in that a little bit of my graphical horsepower is being utilized for streaming. So for my streaming, I am utilizing a little bit of my graphics card's power and potential. So with that in mind, running this maxed out on a 1080 is pretty great. The only thing I don't have on is the ray trace shadows. I don't know how well those will work, but I can try that out later on, but that could slow my graphics down a bit. I'm thinking running on medium in the mid-range market, that should be fine. You should get well over 60 frames per second, I'm hoping. I'm hoping they solve this micro stutter though. There is the micro stutter where it will stutter, and also annoyingly the force feedback will cut out a bit. So the force feedback will cut out for the stutter and it'll go light a bit and then it'll kick in. So hopefully they will resolve that micro stutter in the day one patch, because that is annoying. And that's really most of what I have to say with this. So my goal, I want to get on the podium for this race. Raikkonen is in a class of his own right now, but we might be able to catch Hamilton and Bottas. But yeah, all in all, I'd say that Codemasters has mostly succeeded. I have not been able to test out the triple screen functionality yet. but my assumption is it'll unfortunately likely be the same as 2017, which will stretch out the sides. It'll just be a single image, not true triple rendering, which is kind of disappointing, but it's life. But yeah, so all things considered, I think this is a solid title, and thanks, Jamie, for subscribing. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this is on day one. I'll likely do a day one live stream, see how that goes. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty darn pleased with this. I'm liking how this is performing. And I think the biggest improvement for me is the force feedback. The force feedback, it really, really does a great job communicating what the car is doing. And it does that in a sense I did not get in 2016 and 2017. So I am happy with seeing how that has improved.
Okay, some information on
Verstappen disqualified in Magnussen? Wow, they must have gotten together. Wow, okay, we locked up a bit. Let's look at our tires real quick. Yeah, our tires are pretty worn.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
4 laps of fuel remaining, so let's go to the rich fuel mixture, because we have some extra fuel to burn. Unfortunately, I have not seen anything for mouse support. I don't see anything for mouse support, and it doesn't look like the UI is meant for mouse support, unfortunately. So it seems like that is not something that's included. So, yeah.
Max has dropped out.
Bit of a pain, but yeah. So, my closing thoughts. Do I recommend F1 2018 on PC? Yes. If you like F1, if you like the career mode and everything, I think you would really enjoy it. If you're looking for the bleeding edge simulation, again, like in my review, I don't think you will be that pleased. Does safety car ever come out? I've had a couple instances where safety car and virtual safety car came out, but it seems not as often. They did say day one patch will adjust the safety car sensitivity. So the safety car sensitivity will be adjusted for day one. I don't know how well it will work, but they said they are working on adjusting it. Thank you, Chris, for subscribing.
5 seconds.
So we're going to have 1 lap to pass Hamilton and Bottas.
Raikkonen's out in front.
Tire squeal, it sounds a little canned in my opinion. I don't think it's as bad as some other titles, but that tire squeal that tire squeal is a little ear piercing. That's one nitpick I would say. And then again, I mentioned AI seems a little too aggressive. I wish they had an aggression slider. That would have been great to see.
This is your final lap of the race.
Okay, got a run on Hamilton. And he almost puts me in the wall, man. But that Mercedes power, though. Okay, hot lap. Let's see how this works. Going all out with our ERS final lap. Whoa! I'm gonna get hit with a warning there, I bet. That was a total dive bomb. I should have been penalized. We're going to be in the slipstream for the final lap. Side by side. He runs me in the grass. Battle for second place. Oh, I'm falling back a bit.
Okay, some information on the signs. They have some kind of mechanical...
Oh, shoot. Oh! So close.
Okay, pick up.
Oh, man. That was close. Any news on multiplayer? Not yet. I'm likely going to do a multiplayer stream on day one. So if people are going to buy it, then they are going to get the opportunity to race with me. So we'll see how that works and see if we can have some fun. Man, that was close. We tried, but hey, third place, not bad after that wing damage. Whew. So we'll get to see the victory celebration.
Here they come now, out onto the podium. Wherever you go, anywhere in the world, the prancing horse flags are dominant in the grandstands, and they're out in force again today. It's
wait, Hamilton's in third? Oh wait, no, I'm in third. Ricardo, okay, my bad. James, thanks for subscribing. I got thrown off by the podium real quick. I was like, wait, Hamilton? I was hoping I didn't get penalized, but oh man, what a race. That was pretty fun, guys. That was pretty fun. Should have upped this all right, damn it. Not damage, but the AI a little higher. But oh man. Raikkonen actually won though. He won something.
That's it for today's Grand Prix.
Okay. Thank you, Jesper, for subscribing. Fake. Give me a smiley. Can I see if it has new functions? Let's take a look real quick. So that will be the last thing I do in the stream. We will take a look and see what the multiplayer has. So multiplayer. So it has the ranking. So Anonymous, thanks for subscribing. So ranked, click in there. You can choose matchmaking preferences. So 5 laps, 25%. So you can only do 5 laps or 25% for ranked right now? Huh. That's interesting. So you can't do 50% or full race. So, looking for session. Yeah, there's no session going on. Evans, thanks for subbing. But yeah, you can see I'm at level 1. So let's see if, view profile. Oh, that's just my Steam profile. So that doesn't show anything. Player stats. So level 1, it'll show wins, podium finishes, top 50% finishes, average pole, average qualifying, races entered, fastest laps, total distance driven. So it has the level system. It has that going for it, which is nice. Select a team and driver. So I guess I wonder, does it use AI for filling in slots? So yeah, it might use the AI to fill in slots for matchmaking. We'll see how this works. And yeah, if this works, it'll be pretty cool. So you can see that unranked. So you can search for sessions there. No sessions found. Yep, go figure. And then online championship. So click there. You can start a championship. Random name. Never mind, that doesn't work. SRP. So you can invite only, friends only, or make an open championship. and track select. Okay, so you can either remove or add tracks, I guess. Okay, but the default is set to okay, so yeah, default would be the standard 21 race season, so that's nice at least. So yeah, that's basically what we're seeing. Not much beyond that. It looks relatively bare bones. I wish I could see more for the driver profile and stuff. But so far so good. You can change your home region, North America for me. I can't really see if it has replays in multiplayer, unfortunately. And no, you can't save multiplayer replays or anything like that, so unfortunate. I wish they would at some point expand the replay. But yeah, guys, so far I'm enjoying F1 2018. Hopefully they fix some of the minor nitpicks and stuff, but ultimately it seems like they haven't yet. But there is a day one patch. There's still hope. We'll see how that goes. But guys, I think I'm going to call it for now. Thanks for watching. This has been a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll do some more streams soon. Maybe I'll do something like the 100% F1 championship style, similar to what Jimmy Broadbent and other YouTubers are doing. I'll gauge interest, see if people want to see that. And yeah, but for now, guys, I am going to get something to drink. Thanks for watching. For the Sim Racing Paddock, I'm William Marsh, and you have a good one.